Sell me this pen is iconic, except for the fact that it was used by a criminal, of course. But almost everything about it is great, and there's also some that's not so great. So today I'm gonna show you how to use it correctly and sell in real life. Yo, real quick guys, if you are new, welcome to the channel. My name is Zach Collins, and if you don't know, I have done multiple six figures in-person sales, multiple six figures online sales, and I've built a sales consulting company now that does anywhere from $3 to $5 million per year. So I wanna take these moments and be able to reflect and share all the knowledge that I have learned with you so you can one day do the same. And of course, if you've already been to this channel, thank you so much for coming back. Make sure and hit that like and subscribe button so we can grow this channel and help a ton of people. Now, in The Wolf of Wall Street, which is a movie based on Jordan Belfort, if you haven't seen it, you should. It is basically going into this little scene where Jordan Belfort is saying, sell me this pen. And basically what he's doing is he's sitting at a table with a group of his friends that eventually will be in the company that he starts thereafter. And those friends are all saying, oh, this, oh, that, you know, I can sell this, I can sell anything I want, blah, blah, blah. And so he reaches in his jacket pocket and he pulls out a pen. He said, you can sell anything? Can you really? Sell me this pen. And the first guy is like, well, let me finish my burger, right? Just completely avoiding the fact. And he was like, you know what, you sell me this pen. And the guy takes it and he says, hey, do me a favor and write your name down on that napkin there so I have your information. He says, I don't have a pen. He said, boom, supply and demand. That was good, right? That is what that scene was all about, and where the whole iconic thing came from, of course, is he would actually interview people and say, sell me this pen. Now, fast forward a little bit, when Jordan Belfort finally got out of jail, he went to Oxford and he did a speech about this. And one of the kids there actually asked him, sell me this pen, and he explained where it came from and what you actually do for it. And what he explained basically is there's questions and there's things that you need to ask as a sales professional to actually sell that pen. There's so many people that go in with this idea that you have to be super pushy, super salesy, and you have to go in and say, hey, this pen is great, this pen can write phenomenally, right? You should take it, you should buy it. And that is wrong, and that is not the point of the exercise, because a true professional will go in, ask questions, make sure there's a pain point, and then provide the pen as a solution. And that is very, very good. Now, one part that he says in this Oxford speech is you have to understand who you're selling to. Some people don't want pens, and you just have to wave them goodbye and move on. And that is also a point that I want to cover as well. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into each of these points, give value and my perspective on it, and show you how you can actually sell in the real world today by using this type of strategy. Now, there are a lot of things that I agree with and a lot of things I don't agree with, obviously, with Jordan Belfort, but he obviously knew sales, right? There's no secret in that. But one of the big things is, of course, he was a criminal. He lied and scammed people and all that good stuff. And that is just not what sales is supposed to be. That's the part that I really don't agree with, because a lot of his strategies and tactics as well are super pushy and are straightforward. I am not a believer in that. I am a believer in actually being kind, being truthful, and being genuine, because I think that's what's going to sell you the most. It's just about being you, right? And being able to listen and understand the person in front of you. But through these strategies, there's three different things that he uses when he goes to sell me this pen. There's two that I really agree with, and there's one I do not. The first one is asking the right questions. Now, obviously, this is super important no matter what you're selling. Whether it's the pen in this little interview or it's anything, you do need to ask the right question. And with the pen example, a couple of those questions are this. Why do you actually need a pen? What do you typically use pens for? Is it business or is it personal use? What type of pen have you used in the past, etc., etc. You can go on with the questions, but the whole point of those questions are to figure out why this person is needing a pen anyway. What are the pain points? What is actually happening within this person? What is their history with pens? All that good stuff. And I agree with this. You should ask a bunch of questions. Of course, not too many to where you're pushy, but enough to understand where this person is and why this person would need your product or service in the first place. And then, of course, the second point is actually something I mentioned, which is finding the actual pain points of that person. Once you have asked enough questions and you understand where they're at, you really need to hone in on the pain. Why do they need it? And one of the biggest things with the pain for questions is this. Let's say it's said pin, right? What is holding them back from accomplishing something without this pin, right? What is it that's actually holding them back? What is their goal that they're trying to accomplish? And how is not having a pin holding them back from? That is super important, because if you can figure out that pain point, you're going to be able to sell the pin because they need it. It is no longer a want, it is a need. And that is super important when you're selling anything, whether it's a pin or not. You have to find a pain point and you have to bridge the gap. And then the last point, when he's going in to actually sell me this pin, he talks about selling it to people that need it, and that is it. And I don't necessarily agree with this. Now, of course, with the pin, maybe, right? Because it's just a fictitious drill. But with things that you're actually selling, first and foremost, when you get a sales job, you should be selling a product or a service that you truly believe in. And a lot of that has to do with, does this product or service actually provide value to people's lives? Does it help people, right? Is it the same person that you are, which is you trying to help others? Does it actually change someone's life, or does it not? Once you've answered those questions and you've realized what you're selling does actually change lives, everybody does. And that is my opinion, and my opinion that I hold very strongly, because what I do, especially when I was in sales, whether I was selling cars or selling online services, I believed that they were better. When I was selling cars, for example, I would really try and help people understand that a Honda is going to last a long time because it has a reputation for that. If anybody was gonna go buy a Dodge, for example, it wasn't gonna work out very well for them, because not only is it gonna lose value, but it probably will break down very quickly. And to all you Dodge fans out there, I'm sorry I had to. But regardless of that, everything that I was selling, everybody was a buyer. It wasn't just one particular person that always bought Hondas. It's everyone. I am trying to sell to everyone, but in order to do that, I have to be able to do one thing, and it's very important. Real quick, before I share that with you, just want to let you know, down below in the description, okay, there is a link, and it is for a free training on how to make multiple six figures in sales, right? If you are the type of person that actually wants to live a free life, you want to change your life, and you want to make a lot of money, make sure and click that free training below, watch that, and it will help you get there. Now, the one way that you can ensure you're actually selling to everyone and not just somebody that might want it or want it is very simple. It comes within belief shifting. You have to be able to shift someone's belief that they actually do need it. And again, if you are providing something and selling something of value that will change someone's life, you should be able to belief shift. You should want to belief shift because you want to change their lives. That is super important. You want to add value to their life, you want to change their life, whatever the case may be. You want to help them live a little better and live a little easier. So you have to belief shift. And there's a couple different ways that you can belief shift. Number one is giving a ton of value. So if you're in a service-based business and you want to shift somebody's belief, give them value. What is it that could possibly change their life right now? What were their pain points before? And what can you bridge the gap with value? Say, hey, this is what you should do because this will help you, and here's why. Here's value, here's the action steps on how you can do it. You're welcome. By the way, we just so happen to do this in our service-based program times 10. There you go. Now it's already belief shifted, and now they want it. They didn't want it at first, now they do. Everybody's a buyer, and I solely believe in that. The second way you can belief shift is through stories, telling people stories about how things play out, whether it's in life or anything like that, because people are able to relate to stories very well. And you can tell stories and be able to belief shift the way that they think and how their experiences were in life. And that is super important as well, because it could change someone's mind entirely and change it for the better. And the last thing, of course, is personal experience. Share your experience with other people. If you've bought this product or this service, I mean, you work there, so you know how it works, right? Tell your personal experience of how it worked with you, how it worked with some of the people that you've already provided it to. That is really important as well. And with all of these things, everything I'm saying, yes, is true 100%, and everybody is a buyer and you can belief shift, but you have to believe in it first. And that is so important, and I'm gonna keep touching on that. You have to believe in the product or service that you are selling with all of your heart, you have to understand that it will change somebody's life. And once you do that, you can change anybody's that you come across. I've done it before. I've seen people do it that we train right now, and I know you can do it too. With that being said, I hope this was a ton of value. That is how you actually sell in real life. Sell Me This Pen is really cool, and there's a lot of good golden nuggets in there, but it's just not all the way true. Now, with that being said, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let me grow this channel so that way I can help a bunch of other people, give them the knowledge and the value that I've been able to acquire, and hopefully so much more on my journey. Thank you so much for watching.